was recognized only in 1926. In those days, an ippon was declared when you succeeded in raising your opponent up to the shoulder-high level at one go. But today, the match is suspended with a call of mate. The effect of the technique is not recognized. Hizaguruma. Hizaguruma is a technique of supporting your opponent's knee with your foot as you throw. As your opponent tries to step forward, place the sole of your foot on his knee. Your opponent will turn and fall in a twisting motion. Hizaguruma performed after transferring your right hand from his left lapel to mid-sleeve. Another method, where your opponent's knee is bent. Step forward, execute the technique as if trying to bend your opponent's knee. He then falls in a twisting motion. Sasae Tsurikomi-Ashi. Sasae Tsurikomi-Ashi is executed by putting the sole of your foot on your opponent's ankle and throwing with that as the fulcrum. This is when your opponent has stepped forward. This is when you first lightly slap the inside of your opponent's left foot before executing the technique. The aim of this is to destroy your opponent's balance toward the tip of his right foot as you slap his foot from inside. Sasae Tsurikomi-Ashi made to look like O-Sotogari. When O-Sotogari is executed, your opponent defends by moving his weight forward in reaction. Turn your body at that moment, support with your foot as you throw. Harai Tsurikomi-Ashi. In Harai Tsurikomi-Ashi, you can throw your opponent by a sweeping blow to the rear of his foot. Here, the right foot of the opponent is swept away as he tries to retreat, and then he's thrown. You slap at the inside of the foot of your opponent as he tries to retreat to destroy his balance towards the tip of his right foot, then sweep him off his feet. Let's compare these two techniques. In Sasae Tsurikomi-Ashi, you support your opponent's foot as you throw. In Harai Tsurikomi-Ashi, you slap at your opponent's feet as you make your throw. sasae and harai are similar in form, but are different in that one has the sasaeru, or supporting motion, whereas the other has the harai ageru, or sweeping motion.
Note how it differs from sasae tsurikomi ashi. You need to sweep him forward.
Ashi harai. In Ashi harai, you sweep away one of your opponent's feet that's moved forward. When your opponent steps forward with his right foot, you open up with your right and sweep using your left foot. Here you sweep the retreating right foot of the opponent who's trying to move back. Here you lead your opponent around and sweep his right foot as he steps forward.
There are various ways to apply the ashi harai. Here you sweep your opponent's right foot from under him just as his weight is shifting to his right foot. This is a deashi harai applied to counter your opponent's kouchigari.
Okuri ashi harai. Okuri ashi harai is a technique where you sweep away both of your opponent's feet as you throw him. You lead your opponent around and sweep away both his feet. In Okuri ashi harai, you sweep away both your opponent's feet as they're together. Okuri ashi harai performed in 2 steps. You step in and sweep away the retreating foot of your opponent. Let's compare similar techniques. In Okuri ashi harai, you sweep away both your opponent's feet together. In deashi harai, you sweep away your opponent's foot as he steps forward. In harai tsurikomi ashi, you sweep away your opponent's foot as it retreats towards the far corner. We decide the technique used according to these criteria. Tsubame gaeshi. Tsubame gaeshi is a technique of throwing your opponent by reversing his foot sweep into your own. Shift directly to your right or left. If your opponent attacks with deashi harai or okuri ashi harai, you dodge it and turn it into tsubame gaeshi. Even when moving back, you can also do likewise. Kosoto Gari. Changing your opponent's Taiotoshi into Kosoto Gari. Dodging your opponent's Taiotoshi, make him off balance, standing on both his heels. Then cut him down in the direction of his toes using the back of your feet. Your foot will be placed on roughly the same line as your opponent's. When you're clipping, you should do so from your opponent's heels in the direction of his toes, as if rubbing the surface of the mat. Your opponent should fall suddenly on the spot. Kosoto Gake. Kosoto Gake is a technique of throwing your opponent in a kind of pulling up motion. Sometimes the sole of the foot, at other times the leg is used for clipping. As the opponent withdraws his left foot, shifting his weight onto his other foot, you make him fall, hooking with your leg. You first try an uchimata, then the moment your opponent tries to defend himself, leaning backward, you turn it into Kosoto Gake. Here you take hold of the rear collar to bring your opponent in close, push him back to go off balance, then hook and make him fall. Now let's see the differences between similar techniques. In Kosoto Gari, you step in close to the side of your opponent, make him lose balance on his heel and clip him down. In Deashi Harai, the moment your opponent's foot is about to touch the mat, or when his foot is about to be lifted off the mat, you sweep his foot away to make him fall. In Kosoto Gake, you make your opponent lose his balance by making him stand on his heels as you face him directly. Clip as if to pull your opponent up and backwards as you throw him. Or Sotogari. Pull the right leg of your opponent out, then clip him down the moment it touches the mat. Pull his left leg out and cut down on his right leg. Or Sotogari from a Harai Tsurikomi Ashi. As your opponent advances to defend himself, cut down on his right